September 26, 2013, 13-year-old Sarah goes to sleep and wakes up to the phone ringing. As she is walking to the phone, she walks by a TV broadcasting the news where an explosion happens in her neighborhood. She gets to the phone and there is 20 missed calls from her uncles, and her father is nowhere to be found. Her dad, Joel, busts through the door and zombies follow behind him, breaking down the door. Her uncle Tommy pulls up and they drive through a city of chaos with people trying to escape, but there is traffic and people everywhere. They are T-boned in a truck and Sarah's leg is now broken. Joel, now carrying his daughter through her town, is being chased by many zombies. Tommy, Joel's brother, busts through the door and blocks it for them. Joel runs with Sarah to safety and they come across a military soldier with orders to shoot to kill, and Sarah is shot and killed. Tommy comes and kills the soldier, but Sarah is now dead. 20 years later, Joel is in a government-controlled city with his friend Tess. They are leaving the city when a firefly attack occurs. They must now sneak out of the city because the town is in lockdown. They go to get their weapons from someone who owes them, and it turns out he sold them to the fireflies. Angry, they head back to the town where they run into old friend and firefly Marlene. Joel asks about their weapons and she says they need to do a favor to get them back because she is not physically fit to do so. They accept before knowing the objective. They meet 14-year-old Ellie, who is immune to the virus, and they are tasked with bringing her back to a firefly base. Joel, Tess, and Ellie begin their adventure through the post-apocalyptic world, running into many bandits and soldiers with orders to shoot to kill. They get to a firefly base and discover that Outhood wiped and everyone is dead. Soldiers appear and Tess tells you and Ellie to run to finish their mission and save the world because Tess has been bitten and will inevitably turn. Ellie and Joel escape and journey to the only place they can go, his friend's Bill. They go to the town where Bill lives to get a car from him. They find Bill, but the car has no battery. They fix up the car and are on their way. After driving for hours on end, Ellie and Joel come to a dead end, and they decide to take a different turn. They come across an injured man who is actually a bandit baiting them. Joel drives through him, flipping his car in the process, and they are now in a city run by bandits, and they must sneak through it to get to the bridge. They meet brothers Henry and Sam, and they journey through the city towards the bridge together, but are split up by bandits chasing them. Ellie and Joel end up at the bridge where they are chased until they fall into the water and are washed away. They wake up reunited on shore with Henry and Sam after being rescued from drowning by them. Continuing on, it is soon discovered that Sam has been bitten, and overnight he turns into a zombie and tries to attack Ellie. Henry kills his brother and himself. Ellie and Joel continue on to find Tommy in the city where they used to live. You and Ellie are there for some time helping out around town. Ellie and Joel continue their journey on horseback, headed for the Firefly Lab in Colorado. At the University of Colorado, where the lab is supposed to be, Ellie and Joel discover a dead firefly with an audio recording stating that they have gone to the hospital in Salt Lake City. A group of bandits show up and attack them, knocking Joel off a ledge where he is impaled. Ellie helps Joel off the metal pike and they walk, but Joel is stumbling. He falls and she drags him to the horse. Joel is now unconscious. Sometime later, it is now winter, and Ellie is alone in the snowy forest, fending for herself and taking care of an injured, unconscious, but alive Joel. Ellie hunts deer and encounters some survivors who are friendly towards her. They want to trade for the meat. Infected show up, and they fend against them in a shed. After surviving the horde, they trade meat for medicine. They part ways and Ellie brings the medicine back to Joel, but the survivors end up tracking her, and they seem hostile. Ellie rides on horseback, attracting the attention of the invaders and bringing them away from the unconscious Joel. Her horse is shot and she is captured. Joel awakens alone and cold in a city full of bandits hunting him. Joel murders the bandits and tortures the remaining two to find out Ellie's location. Ellie is being beaten and almost chopped up for dinner when she tells the people that she is infected and uses a diversion to run away. In a fiery building, being chased by the man who held her captive, Ellie stabs him but is knocked unconscious in a burning building. Joel is now in the city where Ellie is and he fights his way to her. Ellie awakens along with her captive still alive, and she murders him. Joel discovers her in the act and tries to bring her peace. It is now spring, and Joel and Ellie are headed to their final destination, the Firefly Lab. They are now in the city where the hospital is located, and when traveling through the city, they discover a giraffe, and Ellie is in awe because she has never seen one in person. This is where the little traumatized girl finally receives the beauty in life. Traveling through the subway, Ellie and Joel are knocked into the water. Ellie, not being able to swim, becomes unconscious, and Joel drags her to the surface. Fireflies discover them, and Joel is knocked out, but they bring them back to the hospital. Joel awakens in the hospital with Darlene at his bedside. She states that Ellie will go through a surgery that will save the world, but will result in her death, and Joel is furious. He loves her like a daughter, and when being escorted out, Joel disarms the guard. He fights his way to the unconscious Ellie and murders the surgeons. In the parking garage, Darlene confronts Joel and begs him to let Ellie go. Joel kills Darlene and takes off with the car. Ellie awakens in the back seat and asks if it all went well. Joel's lies saying it did, and there is no need for her anymore. There are more people immune to the virus, and she is not needed. Ellie and Joel's journey continues in the next story releasing this year, taking place 5 years later.